It's the weekend and you have financial questions that need answering. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. This is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life. Let's get this party started right off with Lisa, who joins us from North Carolina. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, Jill. How are you?
Great. What's happening, girl?
Just wanted to do a checkup to see if we're on track for some of our goals and to see if we can simplify life a little bit.
Do you think that maybe I should change our job descriptions, Lisa, to the primary care physicians for your finances?
No.
Nah, it doesn't. It's all right. But it's kind of what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So tell us what's up. How old are you and what's happening?
I'm 40 and my husband is 40 as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 children, oldest being 11, youngest being 5.
Okay.
And my husband works full time. I have a lot of side projects, we'll call it. We'll get into those.
Okay.
Do you want to start with retirement accounts or where do
I
you
want to know, first of all, how are you feeling right now? Like, let's just give are you anxious about something? Are you feeling okay? Like, where's your head right now before we dive in?
Yeah, I'm feeling good financially.
Okay.
I feel like we might be more complicated than we need to be at this moment.
Oh, I don't like complications. We like
Yeah.
simplicity. Let's make it easier.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you said you've got some side stuff, are you working and making money, or are you primary caretaker for the kids and doing fun things? Like, what's happening? Are you earning money?
But yes, both.
Okay. And so together, how much do you guys earn?
I'm going to stick with saying that I make nothing, but that's not the case. But let's
Okay.
pretend that for the beginning.
Okay.
So my husband's the primary breadwinner in the family.
Mm-hmm.
He has, I think it's a little over 200, but let's just say a $200,000 base salary.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at 50,000 in bonuses. That might have gone up to 75 recently, but we haven't seen that play out yet. So let's just go with 50 again.
And that's been consistent. In other words, you're consistently seeing $250,000 of income, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, great. Is he maxing out his retirement plan through work?
He is.
Okay, great. And how much is in there?
We've got, between him and I combined in
Mhm.
retirement accounts, we have 791,000.
Yowza, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's all pre-tax?
130 is Roth. We're only doing Roth from this point forward.
Okay.
I think that's been a couple of years.
Okay.
And 661 is traditional.
Incredible. That's great. Amazing. Is that it for your retirement savings, or do you have other retirement savings beyond that 791 total?
Are we talking about brokerage?
Yeah, give me whatever you got.
Brokerage, we have 197,000.
Mm-hmm.
And savings, just emergency high yield, is 132.
Great.
And we have an inherited IRA of 235,000.
Ooh, when did that person pass away?
3 years ago. So we have 7 years left.
Okay. Have you taken any money out yet?
We already did 100,000 a couple of years ago.
Okay. And what's the game plan for that? Do you want to dribble it out?
Have a game plan, and we need.
Okay. Okay. So that's it for the money. What about the savings for kids? You got 3 kids, 529 plans, or any other money saved for them?
Each kid, we were hoping to have about $130,000 for in-state tuitions, roughly about 25 to 30 a year with housing.
Mm-hmm.
So that would give them their 4 years of undergrad.
And what do you have now?
They're all on track. If you look at the interest, like the potential growth from, they're all right on track to be fully funded.
Great. Do you guys own a home?
3 houses.
Oh, let's talk about the one you live in right now.
Okay.
What's that worth?
That's worth 850.
Is there a mortgage outstanding?
Yes, 250.
Is it at a reasonable interest rate?
3.25.
That would be very reasonable to me. What about you? I think that's a good one.
I like that one.
You like that one. Okay. Now, tell me about the other 2. Are they vacation or are they rental properties, or both?
Both vacation rentals.
Okay. So what's the second one worth?
So 330,000.
Mm-hmm.
And the mortgage on that is 125,000.
And what's
and
the rate?
that's 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Third, tell me about that one.
Yep, that one's 850,000.
Ooh, okay.
Mortgage 625.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the
And
rate
this
on
one,
that?
7.25.
What would it, you know what? You had it so good. You really had to push it, didn't you?
Yeah. We bought that one at the wrong time. The first one, cash flow is about $20,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one breaks even. But we use that one a lot personally.
So that's the one, when you think about your lives, you look at your primary, you're like, we love that house. And the third one, the $850,000 vacation, that's really the one you love, yes?
I don't love it. Like, I would be fine selling it, but the market where it is not great. So even
Not right now.
Right. I think at this point we need to hold it
Okay.
for a little while. But we do enjoy it.
Okay.
Also, I mean, if we could refinance it, it's not going to break even anymore. That would be a profitable house. So, I mean, it
Sure.
kind of feels like maybe a short-term pain.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay. This is all very interesting. When you look at your lives, you have a complication because you have 3 dwellings and you have 3 kids. Is there any other threesome that I need to know about that complicates your life further? Are there 3 other things going on in your life?
There's 2 businesses.
Oh, come on. All right. Tell me about 2 businesses.
So the first business I purchased a couple years ago, and that I probably make about $30,000 a year off of. What that does allow me to do, though, is potentially have my children putting money aside in Roth IRAs, which is something that's very intriguing to me because it's a business that they can work in. The oldest child actually does legitimately contribute in that business. And that's been something that's kind of.
Is this a very fancy lemonade stand that you've created? Don't tell me the business.
She was capable of doing a good amount of the work in that business.
Okay. All right. So this is why you love this idea. Do you like the business itself?
No, I feel as though it has taken away a lot of time for us.
Well, also because you're putting your children into forced labor.
Yeah, that too.
So besides that, what's the second business?
The second business just started in July. That one is still too early to really see any progression, how this is going to play out. But that one stands a strong chance of probably, I'm a partner on that one. That one stands a strong chance of probably me bringing home about $100K a year.
Ooh, that's more interesting to me.
Yeah, so that one, I have no plans on dropping out of that. But the first one, I just don't know if it's worth it.
Let me tell you something. To put money away for your kids' Roth, I would say no way. Not even close. That is like the farthest thing from my mind right now. Okay. So if you want to put more money away for your kids, then put an extra $7,000 into their 529 accounts. But I would absolutely could not care less about that as an upside, unless you're like, I love it. And you know what another upside is? In addition to loving it, I can put this money away. But other than that, if it's like, this feels like a drain on my time and energy, and you're looking to streamline some of your real life, that is like a goodbye and get your money out and move on. We'll get back to Lisa in just a minute. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. If you've got one, go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's get back to Lisa from North Carolina.
So let's say I sell that. I'd probably sell it for maybe $175.
Wow.
What would I do with that money?
Well, we're going to have a party, obviously, in your vacation home. Okay. So there's a couple of opportunities here. So one is that you can say, let me just take some of this money and put it into the 529s right now and get these plans up to date, and then you don't even have to pay it out of cash flow. You'll just say, like, I'll have all the money I need, right?
But I think we already have that fully funded. by the time, like, it's funded to the point where it should grow to that amount.
All right, so overfund it, and later on you can move $35,000 into that Roth that you
Mark,
love.
I was totally going there with it. Like, because the rule on the 529 plan now, because of the Secure Act 2.0, is that you can overfund. And if you have up to $35,000 left over, then you can use that to fund a Roth. So you can overfund it a little bit and get the benefit of it. And also, by the way, it's great to invest it tax-wise. It's such a great way to be.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to do that, two other opportunities is you take the 175. Will there be a tax on that? Will you have a capital gain on the business?
We will. Maybe 40 or 50 of that will be taxable.
Okay. So we'll just make sure you'll have that set aside, and then you can add the rest to your brokerage account. The other thing you could do, not that I'm saying you should, but I'm just saying, considering that you want to look at this vacation home, maybe there is a chance for you to refi the vacation home. And in doing so, you might pay some of that money down that you have outstanding. Not all of it. I'm just saying that if you could get, Mark, what's a 30-year fixed rate now? 6.3. Okay. So let's say it's next year and you can get 5.8. Maybe this is a time where you're like, you know what? I have some of this extra cash from the business. I'm going to pay this mortgage down a tiny bit at 5.8. Doesn't have to be a huge number, but you put a little, maybe you put 50 grand there and you buy it down a tiny bit. And now you're kind of in this great place with a vacation home where you don't owe as much. And of course, you have the ability to lock that rate in. So that's another idea to just keep it, on the side. I wouldn't touch anything else, obviously. And what's wrong? You could have the brokerage account as just a great way to have money growing forever, essentially, and see how things rock and roll with the new business. Now, if you start getting, if in the new business, are there many partners or is it just you and someone else?
Just me and someone else.
So if this starts to cash flow, have you considered that you could each of you potentially put in a retirement plan for yourselves in this business?
That's been a thought of mine, potentially doing some more retirement. But do you think we're too heavy on retirement funds versus?
No, I mean, I wouldn't put it this way. I would love to have that. I'm just going to call it 140 grand. I'd love to have that after you pay tax. You put whatever you need left over. You put it in the brokerage account. If you had 250, that would be great. That will grow. But if you have the ability, I'm not saying you should do this all at once. I'm just saying if you could put in a uni 401k and you and your partner are each putting money away, it's a nice way for you to build that up. And again, you don't have to put everything away, but if you're going to be able to cash flow and take this business and have, upside of 100 grand a year, it would be nice to take, 23.5 and pop it into a retirement account, use the rest of it and throw it into the brokerage.
Okay.
But I think listen, you're in great shape. I think that. I'm very encouraged by this. I think the only thing that's funny about the inherited IRA, let's talk about that for a second, because right now, if I looked at your tax returns, you're not showing that 100 grand in the business, right?
No, this year's been, like I said, we just started this year, so it's been a slow start here.
So when I look at your top income tax bracket, because I'm not sure how the real estate, you're treating it on your taxes, but are you taking a loss when it comes to taxes on both properties?
Yes.
Okay. So right now, you're kind of locked into the 24% tax bracket. Okay. Now, what might be interesting for you to do is in these years before this business starts chugging away and creating another 100 grand of income for you, maybe this is a time that you start taking some more money out of the inherited IRA. Like for this year, I might take like 50 or 100 grand out and stay in the 24% bracket and then do it again next year. And then you're done. Like get this thing. Let's get rid of this thing. Cause it sounds like you're just going to keep making more and more money between the two of you.
Yeah. What would you do with it then when you pull it out?
I would pay my tax and then I would put it into your brokerage account. And now you are really getting that brokerage account built up. And no longer will you feel like, oh, I don't have enough in brokerage. You're going to have a lot of money in brokerage.
Okay.
Now, the other thing is, I think you're using all Roth now. I wouldn't necessarily convert what I have, but if you are going to put in a retirement plan through the new business, you may want to use a Roth You can use a Roth 401k for one person, or, you can put something in depending on what your partner's situation is. But usually when your partners, you try to do the same ish kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I feel like the traditional is a number that's going to grow substantially just in time. And that kind of worries me a little bit.
Yeah, well, don't worry. You're in great shape. Stop buying businesses and real estate, though. My God. Do you guys have your estate documents done? Because there's a lot going on here.
We do. They probably need to be updated for some of these additional items that didn't exist at the time, though.
Yeah. And what about life insurance? Do you have that?
Yes, we both are fully covered on life insurance. Let me ask you one more question. I mean, sometimes I just look at all this and I'm like, let's just completely simplify. If we were to take the business and sell it,
mm-hmm.
and we were to sell the $850,000 property,
mm-hmm.
and we were to put all that into brokerage,
mm-hmm.
Do you think between the 401k and the brokerage growing over time that we're okay in the future if he doesn't continue to make at this level?
Well, let me ask you a question. How much money, you're saving a lot of money right now. What do you expect expenses to be? I'm not talking about the expenses associated with the house. I'm talking about your real spending month to month, year to year. What does that look like for you guys?
Probably 8.
I mean, I think that you're in great shape if that's the case. Now, Is it that your husband hates his job, or that he's like kind of feeling like, oh my God, I'm killing myself?
He's not miserable in that way. I just feel like I've got the freedom at this point, and it'd be nice to have somebody to share that with.
When you're 40 and you've got 3 kids and you've got properties and businesses, there's a lot going on. So if you said to me, I'm a little overwhelmed, we're a little overwhelmed, and we need to cut something out, sure, that would make it a lot easier. You already have $1 million. So this is just, you'd be adding to that. And if you thought about him taking a step back, even if you said like he's going to work his butt off for 10 years,
mm-hmm.
and then at 50, he doesn't want to be in a go-go kind of mode, but he would make maybe half as much.
Yeah.
I would guess that you're in pretty good shape. Mark, would you have that sense also that like if instead of making $250 in 10 years, remember that we'll have like two of the kids kind of done. They got to, go from 250 to 125. I think they got enough money, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. And you can tell they're hustlers. They're always going to be making some sort of income. Yeah, I'm not worried at all.
So I think that,
like you said, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, man. Mark just heard 3 kids and he stopped. You stopped him in his tracks
3 kids,
right there.
3 homes, 2 businesses. No, thank you.
Yeah, there's probably there's a partridge in a pear tree there soon also. Anyway, I think that it's okay to consider that. And if something, it's almost like I would ask yourself, is one of these things really bugging me or draining me? And it sounds like that $30,000 a year business, the custodial IRA business, is the one that's like kind of niggling at you. Yeah. So why don't you start by selling that thing and see how things feel? And maybe everything else will be fine. Maybe that one thing is bugging you enough that you say, let me get out of this.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to go wholesale. Let's just see how that feels and then go from there.
Okay.
And otherwise, keep doing what you're doing. They are hustlers. I like that. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show, and we'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are trying to help you make more considered financial decisions. Now, I know time is ticking for us to capture your attention to do some year-end tax and financial planning. So this is the moment where I really want you guys to focus and consider subscribing to our service, Jill on Money Live. For $45 for the next 12 months, you'll have access to 4 quarterly webinars, including the one coming up in just a few days, our year-end tax and financial planning planning webinar on Wednesday, November 19th. You'll also get the back catalog of our webinars, as well as bonus audio and video content, all for $45 for the next 12 months. Jill on Money Live, become a subscriber right now. Right now, let's go talk to Sally, who joins us from Northern California. Hi, Sally. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Fantastic. What can we do for you?
Well, like a lot of people, we hear in the news and we read that, people of a certain age don't have enough for retirement. So while I've been forecasting my what I believe will be my monthly income and my expenses and my portfolio, while it looks good on paper, there's always that little gremlin, I guess, in the back of your mind that says, is it really time to retire? Do you really have enough money? So I thought I'd check in with you.
Okay, I think that makes sense to me. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go through what's happening in your life and we'll see kind of where you stand. So first of all, Sally, how old are you?
67.
And you're still working full time?
I am. I'm
Wow.
working from home. Yes.
Wow. And how do you like working full time? Have you had it, or do you, like, we were just talking to somebody who's like 52 and he's like, I've had it. So, I mean, I want to be clear that everybody's in a different place.
Yeah, no, I'm seriously thinking of pulling the trigger next year. But when you've been employed in the California area where there's, been a number of rifts.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to say, bye-bye to a job that seems stable.
Right. How much do you earn right now, Sally?
Annually, about 118.
Okay. I presume that you've been putting money away in a retirement account. So what kind of retirement account savings do you have?
I've got 401s and an IRA, and I've also got some stock, restricted and employee purchased.
Okay, so let's go one line item by line item, okay?
Okay.
So 401k, is this traditional or Roth?
It is traditional.
How much is in there?
About 640.
Okay, and IRA, traditional or Roth?
Also traditional, and I've got about 285 in that.
Okay, there's restricted stock. Is any of it vested?
A good percentage of it. I would say about 50,000.
Okay. And you said you also have stock that you've purchased as an employee?
Correct.
How much? And it's the same stock. It's not two different companies,
No,
right?
it's the same stock, yes.
Okay. And how much is in that stock plan, that purchase plan?
That is about 30.
And the company's doing well right now?
Doing very well. I also have a pension I forgot to mention.
Sally, it's like my favorite word. It's like benign and pension, two of my favorite words in the English language. Okay.
Yes.
Pension, what's that look like?
It's about, I think, 190, which I had planned to, one scenario was I was planning to use my Social Security and that pension with a lifetime payout to be my guaranteed monthly income.
What's the pension? If you if you gave your notification at the end of this year, okay, and you stopped working, what is the pension payout amount?
As a lifetime?
Yeah.
It pays out a little under $1,200 a month.
Okay, got it. Sally, I neglected to ask, are you partnered, married, single? Single. Okay. Kids? No kids?
No kids.
Parents you have to worry about?
No.
Siblings you have to worry about?
Yeah, but I'd rather not talk about that now.
You betcha. Nothing I should factor in, I guess, is what.
No, I think it's pretty clean.
Okay, got it. All right. The pension lifetime, you would take that even if, essentially you drop dead on the second day after you started receiving it and nobody else gets that money, right?
Right, correct. Yeah.
Okay, because there is nobody else, essentially.
Essentially.
Okay, got it. At age 70, what is your Social Security benefit?
At 70, it's $43.82.
Wow. Okay, that's great. How much money do you spend right now?
Right now, my expenses run about $3,700 a month.
That's it?
Yeah, you know, I'm like I said, I'm a little frugal.
Okay.
I am below market in
Yeah.
my rent, so which is nice. Managed to.
But are you going to be able to stay below market?
Well, that's going to be the probably only variable in
Yeah.
my plan.
All right, but good to know.
Mhm.
So at this point, do you have other money besides the stock and the employee stock and the restricted stock? Any other money in savings or brokerage accounts?
I've got a small amount of like 17,000 in savings.
And there's nothing big coming up in terms of like what you'd have to spend money on.
No,
No car, no
no,
nothing.
the
Okay.
car's paid off.
Okay. And no other debt, right? No like weirdo old
No,
school
no.
loan. Okay.
No.
So this is it. I got your life, right?
Yep.
In one little bitty piece of paper, I have your whole life. How much would you like to be able to just call it quits at the end of this year?
I was thinking of as soon as I hit 68, which would be maybe early to mid next year.
We'll get back to Sally in just a moment. If you've got a question about some big milestone in your life, get in touch with us. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you're shy, you don't think you're going to join us on the show, give us a lot of details so I don't have to say, write in with more details. Otherwise, just check the box and join us live. It's so much fun. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. That newsletter comes out every Friday. It's great. And also, it entitles you to receive our blog. If you want to read the back catalog of the blog, then just go to the website under the blog section. You're listening to The Jill on Money Show.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are trying to help you along your financial journey. As I've said many times, it's like we're Google Maps or Waze for your money. But it's really not just your money. It's your life. And you obviously have many things in your life you hope to accomplish, but you only have so much money. Those resources have to help guide you as to what is the best path forward for you. And it doesn't have to be the path that's best in terms of optimizing the financial outcome. It has to be the right one for you. So if you are considering how to move forward, we'd love to help you out. Go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. You know we love to have you on live because it gives us an opportunity to be voyeurs and ask you lots of nosy follow-up questions. So go ahead, do it. You can always change your name. Right now, let's get back to Sally from California. And then you say goodbye, and you're done working.
Yes.
And then would you you trigger the pension, right?
Yes.
That's your $1,200 a month.
Correct.
And if you were to take your Social Security at that moment, what would that amount be at 68?
It should run about 37.52.
Okay. Do you have good life expectancy in your family? You feel like you're in good health? Where do you stand on that
Yeah,
continuum?
my mom's 98, so I would
Oh my
say
gosh.
that the chances of me living in my 90s is pretty
Okay. So
pretty certain.
this is the way I think about it. First of all, I think you can do whatever you want, Sally. Because you don't spend any money.
Mhm.
Okay. I think what I would do is I would keep working until you're 68. That's fine. You give your notice. I think at that point you get your $1,200 a month pension. But then what I would do is I would start taking money. I would delay my Social Security to age 70. For 2 years, I would pull money out of my traditional 401k or IRA, either one.
Okay.
I would use that to live on because you're going
Okay.
to have to start taking money out of these accounts anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So you might as well start getting that money out because, assuming, where you are right now, which is you mostly get taxed in the 22% tax bracket,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
And then of course the state of California will take their share. But
Right.
I think it would be helpful for you start getting some of that money out. In fact, if you look at your pension amount of your $1,200 a month, I think I probably would pull out something closer to like $50,000, $80,000 a year that hasn't been taxed yet, just to get it out. You can live on it, pay the tax that's due, and then your future required minimum distributions will be diminishing, right?
Okay.
And then once that you're in such a weird situation, because honestly, once you get to age 70, it's golden. I mean, you have more money than you need.
Right.
And then you're just going to have to start making sure that you take money out of those traditional assets so that you get the money out and, hopefully stay in that 22% bracket over time. You're
Right.
going to have no problem. I mean, I would say that the only other thing to consider would be what happens when you retire to the employee stock and the vested stock. Are you planning on selling it? Like, where do you want to go with that?
I believe I can keep it with the company and just allow it to.
Can we just take some of the money off the table though? Like, what if the company rolls over and just, like the market rolls over? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Okay.
should we take some of it?
Okay. Yeah, we could.
Like, even if you took some of it like early
and use
next year.
that for income?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Just so you don't have that huge bet, this $80,000 bet on one stock.
Right. Yeah.
You're in great shape. I mean, really great shape. Even though you don't have survivors, do you have a will?
No, I need to take care of that.
Dude, does your company offer
Yes, free legal. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Do that. Definitely do that.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have dependents to worry about. It's like, where's your stuff going to go? Right now, who's the beneficiary of your retirement accounts? Your bust out sibling?
A couple of brothers. Yeah.
Okay. So are you okay with that? Do you want them?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, will they be okay? Like they'll basically be the people who inherit your stuff.
Correct.
But just put it down on paper. Also, do you have somebody close by who can be your healthcare proxy?
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. Healthcare proxy, power of attorney, and then of course the actual, executor and the will. So those are the things you need to think about. But you're in such good shape. It's so funny because you're like, I'm so lucky to have a job. Maybe I shouldn't give it up. You should only give it up if you're like, I'm done. If you are happy, or if they say, don't leave, Sally, what can we do to keep you? Would there ever be a time where you're like, okay, give me half the money and I'll just work half time? Would you want to do that or not?
I would probably do that. Yeah. Just for a couple of years, just to until I hit 70.
Just also till you get your mind wrapped around the fact that you can retire, which I have a feeling you're not going to really believe until it happens.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Sally, you're in great shape. Anything else you need from us at this time?
No, I just really enjoy listening to both of you. You've been such a great source of information.
Oh, we really appreciate that. We love hearing from everybody, and you now know why, because we just like to interrogate you and learn all about you. Mark and I are voyeurs. That's why we love our jobs. So it's fantastic.
Great.
Sally, get ready to retire. It is happening because you have made it happen. If you've got a question about something going on in your financial life or your real life that happens to touch your money, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and of course, if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. We'll be right back. You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here trying to help you navigate that financial journey. And as always, we encourage you to head to our website if you've got some sort of question or some big decision going on in your life, or some big crossroads where you're standing, you just don't know where to go next. Get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com In the upper right-hand corner, there is a Contact Us button. Click that button, write us a note. If you'd like to join us live, check the box, and we'll arrange to get you on the air live. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter, which comes out every Friday, a wonderful tune-up for this show. And if this show is not satisfying your need to hear Jill and Mark, well, there are two podcasts. One is called Jill on Money. One is called Money Watch, and they are right there on our website. You can subscribe right from that place. Okay, for the end of the hour, this is a question from Anonymous, who writes, I have an unused 529 plan, and there's no one who will use it. So I transferred it to myself a few years ago, planning on taking the money out of the plan once I am retired and in a lower tax bracket. My question is, will I pay taxes on the whole amount? Are you sure you don't want to use the money yourself, Anonymous, to get some sort of advanced degree? Okay, maybe you've already considered that. Well, the answer is a non-qualified 529 withdrawal, that's what you would be doing, is subject to a 10% federal penalty tax on the earnings in addition to the federal and state income taxes on the earnings. So it's not the whole amount, it's above what you put in. So you'll need to figure that out. That said, it's not the worst thing in the world, and you'll have the money. Hopefully, you'll be able to put it to use in some wonderful way or take some fabulous vacations with it. I don't know. It's up to you. Give us a holler if you need some follow-up. If you've got a question about 529 plans, how to use them, how to transfer them, where to open them, whether or not those are preferable to other forms of saving for college, hint, they really are the best way to save for college, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
It's the weekend, and that can only mean one thing. You're listening to Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. Now, we do this in two ways. We answer your emails. We do that on the air from time to time. We also encourage you to come on the air with us. Either way, just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and we will get your note and arrange to get you on the air if that's what you so desire. Right now, here's an email from Jay, who writes, I'm a 51-year-old woman who has not worked since 2012. Wow. Okay. After losing several close family members, my parents at age 65, my husband at 59. Oh my God, this is terrible. My youngest sister at 42, I decided to live more simply and focus on my family. Today, I live on about $40,000 a year, supporting my 17-year-old niece and 10-year-old nephew, both legally adopted. Okay, here's the snapshot. Pay attention, Mark. Primary home is worth $900,000, no mortgage. And after $100,000 in repairs and updates, I could rent it for about $300 to $3,500 a month. Rental property worth $450,000, a mortgage of $250,000 at 2.75%. And this rent is $2,250 after management fees. Okay. The brokerage account, $500,000, which generates about $2,200 in dividends after tax. Retirement accounts, $150,000 for me, $350,000 inherited from my husband. An annuity, which pays $10,000 annually guaranteed. The challenge, I need $200,000 in cash, $100,000 for repairs for my primary, and $100,000 to build a modest home overseas. Okay. Question. Where should I free up this $200,000? 1, pull from my brokerage account, risking reduced growth and dividends. Use the annuity, which gives guaranteed lifetime income. Tap into my primary home's equity through either a home equity line of credit or a refi, what would make the most financial sense for my immediate cash needs while keeping my long-term income and stability secure? Well, okay. I think there's a couple of choices here. Okay. We have a brokerage account with $500,000. Mark, should we plunder the brokerage account for the 200 grand? See, the thing is, once we get the repairs done in the primary, she's going to be able to rent that. So that's going to hopefully replace whatever we lose in the brokerage account. So what do you think about that?
I mean, to me, that's the obvious solution.
Yeah.
She's too young to get into the retirement accounts.
Right.
I don't know that I would do that anyway. I mean, that's what the brokerage account is there for, in my opinion.
Yep. I agree. I think that's what we would say. So I think we, be careful on the brokerage account. Maybe there's some way that you could limit some of the capital gains, but I think that's what I would do. And then rent the house out. And, hopefully that gives you enough to live on. So I hope that helps. Okay. Help me, Rhonda is the subject. I love your show. This is from Karen. I love your show. I've been listening for years. I appreciate your kind, wise advice. Here's our situation. My husband is 62. He retired from his corporate job last year. He's still a small business owner. He has about 24 to 30 grand a year from his business as distribution/salary. The business could be sold at some point for 150 to 250 grand. He's likely to continue with the business for the next 5 years or so. He does receive a small pension of $18,000. So essentially he gets let's just think about that, gang. So about $4 grand a month between the business and the pension. Okay. Now, she is 56. She retired last year. She's working part-time. She makes 12 grand a year. She's going to be looking for more full-time work. Okay. She receives a pension of $41,000 net. No COLA, but health benefits for the family. That's good. We've got 3 children, 2 grown, 1's at school. My husband wants to start his Social Security at age 62, but I would like him to wait. We are not financially savvy. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to tell you that right now because it seems like they're doing okay. Husband is more confident with our financial situation than I am. Okay, here are the benefits. By the way, let me just start by saying he is in good health and has longevity. She's in good health, but she has had cancer. Okay. So remember, he's the healthy one, right? And he is older than she is. He could start at age 62, grab $2,500 a month. At age 68, I don't know why she's doing 62, 65, 68, but let's just say 68 because I'm thinking that maybe he thinks that's his full retirement age, but it's $2,500 versus $3,800. Okay. Hers, $2,100 at 62, $2,600 at 65, $3,200 at 68. Okay, my husband is concerned about the state of Social Security. He believes it is smarter to take earlier and invest. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Yeah, I've heard such a thing. Your husband's wrong, okay? This is wrong. So the big issue that I see around this is he is healthy. He should wait. He is wrong about Social Security because even if he were right about Social Security, you want there to be a larger benefit if there are any future cuts to Social Security. So waiting is better for him. With you, we've got some time. So I feel like I don't have to make that decision right now. All right. Next up, they got a lot going on. They're in the process of purchasing a $600,000 house. They currently rent $3,200 a month. They own rental property. It's worth about $600 grand. And they net $2,000 a month. They've got a adjustable rate mortgage that they need to refinance next year. They owe $270 on the property. No plans to sell. They've got $240,000 in a high yield savings, $280,000 in a 401k, another $245,000 in a traditional IRA. Okay. Aside from the Social Security timing question, which I've answered already, wait. We also have the question on funding the house. We're obviously going to use a mortgage for some of it. We plan on using the $240,000 in the high yield savings, but should we pull some funds out of the pre-tax accounts to help fund the project? They will stay in the home for 5 to 7 years tops. They spend $6,500 to $7,000 monthly. Some of the expenses flow through the business. Mark.
5 to 7 years tops. I mean,
what? Why are we buying this house for 5 to 7 years? Do we really have to do this? Is when I wish I had you on the show live, because Why is it that time horizon? If that's my time horizon, I would never buy. I would just keep renting. So why buy this house? That's the big question to ask yourselves. If you're only going to be in it for 5 to 7 years, I think that's a clue that you should be a renter. I don't think this is a good plan. I'm just going to go on the record and say, why buy? This doesn't seem like reasonable to me. Even if your rent was you say you rent for $3,200, what if your rent were $5,000 a month? Even that's a better deal for 5 to 7 years. I would never buy under these conditions.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed. But I would not raid the retirement accounts to
at all.
Finance this home.
No. I mean, you just then do a 10-year interest-only loan and, pray. And you better be out of there in 7 years. And maybe that's the case. If you've got a financial question, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are trying to help you move ahead with whatever financial goals you have set for yourself. Now, maybe you don't really understand what the priorities should be. Maybe there's competing priorities. If that's you, if you're feeling a little bit at sea and need some coaching, some mentoring, some advice, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. If you would like to join us live, check the box, and Mark will arrange to bring you on the air. But of course, if you're shy, you don't want to come on the air, that's fine. We just ask that you give us lots of detail. It's so much better that way. Then we don't have to say, please send us more details. So right now, let's go to an email. This is from Anthony. All right, Anthony says, my wife and I are retired. They're 65 and 67. She's got a pension of 80 grand. He's got a traditional IRA of $1.2 million. They are waiting till ages 70 and 68 for their Social Security, which will be about 72 grand a year. They've got $150,000 in a CD, savings of, hold on, I got to read that, 30,000. They own an apartment that's worth 300,000. A townhouse worth $550 with a $180,000 mortgage. They're trying to spend 10 grand a year. No, 100 grand? Or is it 10 grand a month? It looks like maybe 10 grand a month after tax. So the question is Roth conversion or not? No, you cannot do a Roth conversion. We need your money. CDs and savings? Nuh-uh. But if you want to start taking money out before you start claiming Social Security, maybe you both wait till you're 70, then I can get on board. Start pulling some of that money out, that traditional IRA, and, try to stay in your tax bracket. Maybe that's 24% and get that money out. But I wouldn't burn up my money that is sitting in cash. You got a lot of real estate, assets, which are wonderful. But essentially, in order to preserve your liquidity, we don't want you to do the conversion. Agreed, Mark?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they got the pension, and once Social Security starts in a few years, those two combined will cover their needs.
Yeah, very good. Andrew discovered us on YouTube about the value of a pension. And he's like, I was hoping you could give me your thoughts on what would be in my best financial interest. I'm choosing between a city job that offers a top payout of $58 an hour after 5 years. It includes a pension and health benefits after retirement. Some details is that it is a 25-55 pension plan, meaning you have to work at the company for 25 years and have at least 55 years of age to reap the full benefits of the pension. Luck would have it that I'm 30 years old. So that would be good. Also, the pension pays about half of the highest paid annual salary during retirement. The private sector job, so remember, he's got $58 an hour. He says the private sector job is about $70 an hour after 5 years, 401k with a 9% match. But when I am retired, no health benefits. I've got $110,000 between retirement accounts. Ideally, I would like to retire between 55 and 60. I'm kind of digging this pension job. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, I think without being able to ask more questions and the fact that he does want to retire early, he is going to have to pay for healthcare. Yeah, I'm probably leaning the pension job.
I am too. Although I'm wondering if the private job, does it have more upside? That's one thing. It says the top pay is $70 an hour now, but could it go higher? I'm interested to learn more. Based on what you wrote us, I'm kind of leaning pension. Okay. Kay writes, "Hi, Jill and Mark. I am a 65-year-old widow, and I wrote to you in July of 2024 about paying off my mortgage after my husband passed away. I followed your advice about cashing in my CD after it matured and putting a $20,000 lump sum payment on the mortgage. I also made a few one-time extra payments. I'm sure that we didn't tell you to do that. Okay, the mortgage balance is now $81,000 at 6.5%. I told you then that my monthly spending was $3,500 a month. After literally writing down every expense on paper for the last year, even if I bought a Coke, LOL, my actual expenses, so she said $3,500 a month, remember? $6,500 a month. Whoops, way more than I realized. Okay, now, total pensions from her husband, $2,500 a month. She still works full time. She brings in $2,750 a month after taxes and deductions. So, right, $2,500, $2,650. She spends $6,500. So we're short. With the mortgage going up because of taxes and insurance, the payments are now $1,828 a month. I have an emergency fund, $25,000. I also have a Roth IRA, $30,000. I have $94,000 in ETFs and mutual funds. Here's my question. I've got a meeting coming up with my financial advisor. She always talks me out of paying my mortgage. She says when I retire and start taking Social Security, then I can use those payments to pay down the mortgage. I don't want to pay on it for another 11 years. I don't want to retire without it being paid off. I'd really like to take $81,000 from the brokerage account. I know I'd have capital gains. I worry about that. The market is doing well now. I hesitate to lower my 20% contributions to my Roth 401k. I also contribute 5% up to the 5% match on the traditional 401k. Neither is fully funded. I plan to retire at age 67 or later, depending on my health and my parents' health. I value your advice. I'll go with whatever you recommend. I need to know what to say or have in mind when I meet with her this month. My gut wants to be free of this mortgage, but I also want to make the best financial decision. Please help. I hate being in limbo. Thank you so much for educating us on a daily basis. Love you guys." Maybe the way you can consider this is by saying to yourself, it's all the same pot of money, right? And by not paying it off sooner, I give myself more flexibility. So maybe your gut wants to be free of the mortgage, but I want your head to say to your gut, freedom of that mortgage means I don't have access to that 80-something thousand, that $81,000. And I am 65 years old and I've already lived through the death of my spouse. And if something happened to me, I would want access to that money. So in other words, that $94,000 of ETFs and mutual funds, that's money that you may need to tap for something else. And so I'm so grateful that you followed up with us, because I think really this exercise showed you that $6,500 a month is what your real number is. That's the important thing. Now, you are still working. You are able to, sort of float this. But I think because the way you've written this note, the one thing I would try perhaps to consider is that at age 65, to help with your cash flow, what I would do is I would lower your 401 contributions to your 401k right now, to your Roth 401k. I wouldn't do 20%. It seems to me you need your cash flow, because you're saying here that between your husband's pension and your full-time income, you are not actually meeting your expenses on a monthly basis. So I'm fine with you lowering your 401k contributions, those Roth contributions, go down to 10%, and then see how that feels. And you don't have to be mortgage free by the time you retire. But what you do have to do is understand that your advisor's right. Once you have your Social Security in hand, you'll better assess what the next step should be. Anything else to add to that, Mark?
No, I was just going to say, I assume she's working with an advisor. So I'm going to assume that the pensions from her husband include some sort of survivor benefit from Social Security. If not, look into that.
Yeah. maybe you could get a little moolah flowing in. You know, gang, when you have these emotional conversations with yourself, you know that you're being emotional. That's okay. But if you're wrestling with it, you don't have to just do what we say. But like, I think you have to remember that every decision you make, there is a trade-off. So paying down that mortgage feels good in you say your gut. But if something then happened to you where you needed access to your funds and it wasn't there, that's going to hurt. If you've got a financial question, we'd love to hear from you. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. If you want to join us live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. That newsletter comes out every Friday. It's great. And also, it entitles you to receive our blog. If you want to read the back catalog of the blog, then just go to the website under the blog section. Okay, you are listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, the program that attempts to take the mystery out of your financial life. We do that by encouraging you to ask us questions. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And of course, if you'd like to join us live, check the box. We'll do everything else. Right now, let's talk to Richard from South Carolina, who's going to tell us why he wants to get in touch with us right now. Richard, what brings you to the program?
Well, I'm at the point where I kind of looking to slow down at work. I'm not really, that happy at work, and one of those customer service type jobs where, you kind of get screamed at all the time.
Oh, it's exhausting. It really is exhausting to be in that place. So I get it. Let's find out a little bit about you. So first of all, how long have you been in this customer service role?
28 years right now.
Oh my God, you've had it. Has it gotten worse? Have people lost their minds, basically?
Yeah, I mean, people have just turned more like angry, but it kind of happens everywhere you go now. I mean, I get yelled at grocery stores if I'm in the wrong line. So
you do? I don't think that's nice. I don't like that at all. Mark, do you get yelled at in grocery stores?
I don't, but I gotta say, I completely agree. I noticed that people in general are just angrier. And within the last week, I saw on 2 separate occasions for really no reason at all. And these are like elderly people on the street yelling at each other. I'm like, what is going on?
Okay, I have a question about this just in general. Mark and I live in New York City, a place where there seem to be a lot of people smoking pot or vaping, okay? And if everybody is doing that, why are we all so uptight? Wouldn't you think that if everybody's getting high all the time, that essentially people are a little more mellow? Like, you didn't see fights breaking out at Dead concerts, at Fish concerts. Why is this happening now? Okay, somebody is going to tell me what's going on, but we're going to first figure out whether you, Richard, can call it quits. So tell us about yourself. How old are you in this now that you've put 28 years into this place?
I am going to be 52 at the end of the month.
Okay. And do you work in a job that has a pension plan?
I do have a pension, but it's only going to be like $500 a month. So
okay. Well, at least it's something.
Yeah.
And if you were to get out of this job, would you do something else? Would you be willing to maybe, make less money doing something else, just getting some money in the door for another bunch of years?
Absolutely not. No.
Mark, did you hear that? Did he answer that quickly enough? I mean, okay, absolutely not. So are you independently wealthy is what we need to actually answer. So the question I have for you is, how have you saved for retirement so far?
I've always, my parents have always told me that, it's to start saving right away. And I've been putting 24% into my Roth 401k.
How much is in there right now?
Right now it's 870.
Are you married, partnered, single?
Unmarried, childless, and single.
unmarried, childless, and single. So we're just taking care of you, which is kind of makes it a little bit simpler, right? Besides the 401k, what other assets do you have saved?
I just have a brokerage account with $26,000. That's it. And then I just have, I have a savings account with $3,000 for, I guess, my emergency, and $5,000 in a treasury money market account.
Okay. Do you own or rent?
I own my house.
How much would you guess it's worth?
Maybe around $530,000.
Do you have a mortgage?
I do have a mortgage. It still has $184,700.
And what's the interest rate on that mortgage?
2.625.
Wow. And how long do you have left on it?
It's supposed to end in 2041.
So we got some time.
Yeah.
We got some time. So if you were to retire right this minute, if you could retire at this minute, how much money would we need to actually pay for your bills and live your life?
I think I'm around between 6,000, 6,500, something like that. I know I could not retire right now. That's not realistic.
Okay. As long as I know that you know that. But
yeah.
Would you like to be able to have the ability to retire early? And if that's the case, since you do want that, I know that, what are we shooting for? How many more years?
Well, I was hoping at around 60, I could actually slow down at work, and maybe instead of the 24% that I'm putting in, I could reduce that so I could reduce work.
Mm-hmm.
And, a dream would be 62, but I know, I don't know what will be available healthcare wise. So, if I have to stay until 65.
Let's try to do this the way you want to do it. Let's pretend that at age 60, all right. So right now you make how much working full time and disgruntled?
Around between 85 and 90,000.
Okay. What would happen? Can you let's forget that you put any money away once you're age 60. Could you reduce the amount of work you do? Could you actually reduce the amount of work you do so you're, instead of making 85 or 90, what would be the amount that you could make and maintain health insurance?
I'd probably end up with maybe 70 or something. I'd probably end up going down to.
Okay. And so at 70,000 at age 60, you would say, I'm going to stop putting money into my retirement account. Let's just pretend that. And you can live on this 70,000, not 100%, because I know your expenses are a little bit more than that, but let's just say that that's doable. Could you reduce it further at age 62? In other words, can you kind of say, at 60, I go to 70 grand, but then at 62 to 65, I go to, 40 grand. Could you do that?
I do have the ability to do that, but I'm kind of afraid that I wouldn't be, is that enough money for me to make sure I pay my house bills and stuff
You're going to be able to do that. Don't worry. We're going to make sure you can do that, because we would then try to start dipping into maybe some of this retirement money at age 60 to give you that 60 to 65. Do you know what your Social Security benefit is at age 67?
It's around the 3,300, it says.
Do you have the 70 number? Are you in good health?
Yes.
Okay. What's this? Do you know the age 70 number?
I think it was 4,000 and change.
We'll get back to Richard in just a moment. If something's going on in your life and you need some assistance, go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here to try to help you make better, sometimes less bad, or maybe just less emotional financial decisions. If something's going on, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every single Friday. Let's get back to Richard from South Carolina. Mark, I'm talking here with our man, Richard. He is miserable. We cannot let him be miserable for 10 more years. We just can't. What can we do to get him to age 60 in a more reasonable way and help him continue to save, but maybe not even, maybe we should stop putting 24% away. Maybe we need to be building up the savings and brokerage. What's your view on this, Mark?
I mean, that's a possibility, but if he is going to work until he's 60, 8 years from now, and he keeps saving at his current rate, and he's going to have conservatively 1.6 million by the time he's 60.
So then at age 60, at 1.6 million, he goes to making 70 grand a year. Okay. And then could we essentially take some of the money out at that time, just not a lot, but a little bit of money out of the pre-tax part of his retirement funds and make sure he can float his $600 to $6,500. And remember, the $6,000 in 8 years is going to be more, right? We have to account for inflation, but we're kind of giving you back of the envelope guidance. Do you think that that's kind of the game plan, Mark, to say, put money away now, keep putting it away, let the money grow, and then at age 60, reduce the schedule, stop putting money or just put money into the match, like to get up to the match, but start pulling money out of the non-tax portion of it, meaning the traditional part of it?
Yeah, 100%. He'll be able to do that. And he's not even going to be withdrawing, say 3%. He's going to be pulling out less. So there's really, if he's willing to work, and it sounds like he is, there's not a lot of problems there.
So can you get on board with that? I just worry that if you're like so burnt out right now that you're going to have to do 8 more years of this, it makes me worried.
Well, just knowing that I'll be able to reduce, the amount of time that I'm putting in, I mean, it would make things so much better.
Well, I think you'll absolutely be able to do that. I think that that's not the problem. I think the real problem is how we can make your life a little bit better today. Do you feel under pressure financially right now?
Right now I have a car loan and I've been making double payments on it. And I'm thinking, well, maybe instead of that double payment, I should put some of that money to either emergency and some of it to brokerage.
Yeah. I mean, what's the car loan? You didn't mention that. I guess I didn't ask about it. How much is the interest rate on the car loan?
It's 4.9. It's 337 is the payment, but it's for 6 years.
Okay. When's that up?
In 2031. I mean, I just got the car this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, very nice. I don't know about paying that off so fast. I would just try to give yourself some flexibility. I wouldn't make double payments on that. I would prefer, frankly, I would much prefer you having a little bit more breathing room. It seems like you're making yourself you're putting the pressure on yourself, and I'm not sure whether it's worth it. It would be far more interesting for you to give yourself a little grace here and to allow yourself to breathe and live, especially if you're not, if you're feeling bad. I feel like that's the issue here. If you're really feeling like, oh my God, this is terrible right now, I don't want you to be in that place. I really don't. So I'd like to try to give you the ability to, breathe and live and not have such pressure on yourself. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing that.
Are you the kind of person who gets a tax refund every year?
Yes.
When you get that tax refund, a couple of things that I would suggest to you. One is I would suggest that you take that money and just bank it. Do not put it away into that car. Don't pay off the car loan. Just put it in the bank and give yourself that. Oh, okay. I see. This is, I have this now. It's like, I can make this work for myself. I want you to just give yourself some breathing room because it seems to me you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, a lot, and you don't need to. You really don't.
Yeah. I mean, I have some vacation time coming up. So, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to relaxing a little, kind of resetting for the next year is coming up. So.
Oh my God, this poor guy. Okay. I think you're in good shape. Do you have anyone else you have to take care of besides yourself? Like you said, you're single and everything, but do you have parents who are alive? Is there anyone else you have to take care of?
No, my parents, they're fine. They have their place to live, and I have a sister, and she's fine. So
Good. Okay. I think you're going to be okay. Let's get you to 60 and then reduce that amount of work. And then you'll be back in touch with maybe things go even better and you're like, oh, it's 59 and a half and I can do it. But we have to get you to this place where we can slow you down a little bit. We really also have to see a little bit of like what's available for you in terms of medical coverage between 60 and 65. And so if it's like 60 to 62 at work, but 62 to 65, there is some coverage that is, I can make work for me, or that you say, you know what? I know I said I'd never work again, but maybe you would work if it was like a fun thing. I don't know. I want to look at, you're saying no, but it wouldn't be in the same job.
Yeah.
Mark, he's not buying what I'm selling here. Do you hear that? Not.
And you're typically the salesperson.
I know. And all right, well, we're going to hopefully get you where you want to go. Do you have any other questions right now?
No, you've helped so much. Thank you.
If you've got a question, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. You're listening to The Jill on Money Show. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here trying to get you fired up to make the best decisions for you in your financial life. And the emphasis is on you. This entire program has been built around you and your desires, your needs, your wishes. We are here to try to help you out. If you need some assistance, anything that's going on that remotely touches a dollar, go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button, write us a note, give us a lot of detail if you're shy and you're not going to come on the air, but do let us know if you'd like to come on the air with us live by checking the box. Mark will do everything else. Now, I just want to point out, just a few more days until our next webinar. It's part of the Jill on Money live subscription service. So on Wednesday, November 19th, we are going to be hosting a live webinar with a certified financial planner named Jana Davis. She's great. And we are going to answer questions live about the year-end tax and financial strategies you should be considering. How can you participate? Well, you must subscribe to our service called Jill on Money Live. This is a service that gives you access to quarterly live webinars, 4 of them, the entire back catalog of those webinars, and bonus audio and video content. It will cost you $45 for the next 12 months. Again, the next webinar, just a few days, Wednesday, November 19th. Okay, enough of us. Let's get to you. This is a comment from listener Deb, who writes, "This is not a question, but a comment. Jill's voice emphasizes confidence and common sense. I'm low income, and it doesn't matter. I learned smart ways to think about my money in the world every week. Thanks a bundle." Wow, what a nice way to end the program. Thank you so much, Deb. And it is the end of the program, which means I'll tell you that our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is our executive producer and the king of the JillOnMoney.com website. We ask that you do something nice for someone else today, like Deb did for us. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.